Stock Talk. This is your host, Scott. Hope you had a good week in trading so far. Kind of been out of touch for a few days, so glad to be back. Appreciate the new subscriptions. If you haven't done that yet, please go ahead and click that subscribe button and click the likes if you like the videos, and don't forget to comment if you have a comment. But let's go ahead and talk about what's going on this week. We'll take a look at the portfolio. Did make some purchases since we last had a video, so we'll talk about those purchases that we made, and actually some did do a sale as well, so we'll talk about that as we look at the portfolio. So let's go ahead and jump over and look at the portfolio now. And so here's our portfolio. As you can see, we had a pretty good day today. It's been a pretty good week so far, and as you can see here, Bitcoin was up today. Now, Bitcoin I have on here, as we talked about before, because I watched these two here, HUT and MSTR. And HUT is one of the ones that we did sell last week. We sold some on the 25th out of both IRAs. And we sold, out of one IRA, we actually made about 16% on that. And then the other one we had, we sold out, and we had close to 3%. 2.5%. So didn't have as good a price on that second IRA as we did the first, but we made up for it with that first one. That's a really good sale there. I think at most we had it maybe a month or two. So 16% in 2 months, not bad. MSTR, we're not holding any of that right now. Probably won't buy any of that, but let's go ahead and take a look at HUT and see what it did today. So here's our chart for today. You can see it did have a good little run up this morning, and then it kind of sold off towards the end of the day. That's kind of what this one has been doing. But let's go ahead and take a look at this 5-day chart. You can see it's been a real nice chart. We sold on the 25th at some point. I think we sold kind of early, and this thing has run up since then. But we did make pretty good money on it. Probably should have held the other IRA, but we didn't do it. Let's take a look, see what we can see about where we sold right in here somewhere, so on the 25th, and you can see what it's done since then. Now, we did have also that we don't really track on this channel, but I did have in my Robinhood account, I do have some options that I sold and did really well on those. So I like to trade this one in options, and I've actually got a HUD option right now way out to 22, so 2022 or 2023 even, maybe. It's a long one, but I like to do that because it gives you plenty of time. But this one's going to follow Bitcoin. You can count on that. If Bitcoin's green, this one's going to be green as well. And you can see here today, Bitcoin was green 3%. It was up 3%. So MSTR is one I've traded in the past. They keep Bitcoin in their treasury. And they've bought lots of Bitcoin. They're probably the second biggest Bitcoin holder out there besides GBTC, which is a Bitcoin trust. But MSTR, let's take a look at that real quick. It's going to have similar charts. You see here, there's a 1 day, looks very, very similar here. And then, of course, it's been up and down more so than the HUT even. So, and it's kind of been stuck in this range here. And if you go back a few months, you can see when it got down to these levels here, these are good levels. If you can get in down here to 498, 500 level, those are good levels. But I would say you'd be lucky to get 626 now. So, but we'll be looking for something like that. But right now, that's just a lot of money to tie up. So if we're going to buy anything that's tracking Bitcoin, it's probably going to be HUT, because it's only like $8 a share, and it moves even better than this one does now. So, but this is probably a safer place to have it. But anyway, we're not going to fool with that one anytime soon. Here's the one that's been the one we deal with the most, especially here towards the end of the year. This last part of the last quarter here that we're going to be getting into here pretty soon. But it had a really good day. Novavax, a vaccine for COVID-19. You see here, Novavax COVID-19 vaccine could be the solution to emerging variants. So it had a little news around that today that may have helped it go up, but Moderna was up as well. So I'm not sure that really was doing anything. Let's go ahead and take a look at the chart. We've been buying this one some. We're going to talk about the purchases that we've made. As you can see, it's a really good day. It went all the way up to 258. That 260 level, it got past the 240, which is the level that needed to get through. And then once it got through that, it just kept going and almost hit the 260, which is the next level. So watch that level. It's going to be some resistance there, but if it gets past the 263, and it could just keep going from there. The volume on it was up a little bit, about 1 million shares more than normal. So that's a good thing to see there. Somebody was interested in it today and really held up well. Did sell off a little bit towards the end of the day, but it was tough all day long. Once it was straight up, and then it just kind of fought its way all day, and it did sell off a little bit. That's just profit takers at the end of the day. And as it dipped, we did buy some today. Bought some today at 251.50. All right, 251.50. I didn't. My positions weren't as big as I wanted them to be in my IRA, so that's where I bought today. Let's talk about what we've been doing with that one. Let's go ahead and look at the 5-day chart. We bought some on the 25th, somewhere last Wednesday. We bought some 25th at 240 all the way to 242. And then we bought some on the 26th all the way from 229 to 236. So some good purchases last week. Really good purchases now that it was run up this high. Very good run since Monday. Take a look at that. And this is just the fact that we are so much closer to having some news here. I actually thought we were going to have some news by the end of August on the approvals from India, Indonesia, and the Philippines, but didn't hear anything on that. And I thought we were, but have not. But somebody believes the news is coming because you can see it. The interest is picking up here, as is the price. So that's good, and that's what I expect to see all this week. I expect to see this thing kind of just inch its way upward. That doesn't mean that we're not going to have a bad day. If the market's down, you can see here the NASDAQ was up 50 points. You can see the NASDAQ was pretty much following us the same chart here, sold off towards the end of the day. So that's why this one probably pulled back as well, because it's following the NASDAQ pretty good. But you can see here we're at up $1.50 at after hours, which is good to see. But I really just didn't like the position. I was not a big position that I wanted, but now I do have the position I want in the IRAs. Got a pretty good stake a bigger stake in the cash accounts. So watch that. The cash accounts, we got a little bit more cash we could put to work, but really wasn't in a hurry to put it to work. I've got a good bit of shares there. Didn't want to go all in like we had before, just in case. But they could come out with bad news, so we're going to watch that one really, really close the rest of the week. That's the one that we have done well on. We've done well on it this year and previous years. Tilray's the most disappointing one we got right now. These last two are. Tilray's had a red day out of all of our stocks today. Not much. I mean, only 1% or so down. Let's take a look at what it's been doing the last 5 days. Pretty flat. So nothing really there to get excited about either way. And so we'll just let that one go on its merry way. And right now, Nikola's doing about the same, I think. Let's take a look at it. It was up a little bit today, 3%, and it's up a little bit in after hours. Nothing to speak of, though, but you can see it's had a couple of good days here lately, so that's good to see. We need the thing to start going up. Let's see what we've got on a month chart. You're still down for a month, so but it is starting to head in the right directions since the mid-August frame here. So at least we're going in the right direction on that one. Tilray, I don't feel like it's doing anything, so that's okay. That's what happens when you get into some of those. Sometimes you just have to wait them out. But that NVAX this week, again, this is the week it could come out. Any data could come out, any news about this approvals, whether it be the actual approvals for the Indonesia, India, and the Philippines, or we could have some news about filings to get other approvals. And so that's a good thing that we could get as well. And of course, like today, we had that little bit of news on some of the tests that they're running on these variants and things like that. So that may give it a little push too if it has some really good news there. But all kinds of reasons for this thing to keep going up. That's why I'm not afraid to buy at the price I bought today, even though it's a high price compared to where it was, just weeks ago. But sometimes you just, you buy one that's heading the right direction. Now, we're going to be quick to take a profit. We're up about 5% on what we're holding. So if it gets a little crazy, we may start trimming our size of shares that we've got now, except for the cash account. I'm holding that cash account. Hopefully I can hold that till we get to an all-time high, and it wouldn't break my heart if it's next year, so we don't have to eat the taxes on that this year. So anyway, but I mean, it doesn't matter. If it gets to the all-time high, I'm going to be unloading all this just because I'm retired. I know there's a lot of people out there that aren't retired, and that's more power to you. This thing could go to $400 or $500, who knows, as far as NVAX is concerned. But we've got to take our money when we can get it, and so that's the game plan. All right, so hope you have a great rest of your week of trading. Today is Wednesday. We'll probably get back on here Friday after the market closes sometime, or maybe even Saturday if we get a chance to do it this weekend. So, all right. Well, I hope you have a great week, rest of your week, and we'll talk to you later on in the week. Again, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Click this button right here and go ahead and do that. Thanks, and we'll see you later. Bye.